In 2003, at the height of the Second Intifada, filmmaker Jack Baxter was interviewing patrons of Mike's Place, an American-style pub on the Tel Aviv beach. Suddenly, a suicide bomber detonated his explosive pack, killing 3 and wounding many others. Josh Fodham picked up the camera and filmed Baxter and the carnage. A year later, the footage became the award-winning film Blues by the Beach.
I'm a filmmaker and freelance journalist from New York City. Even though I'm not a Jew or a Muslim, I wanted to go to the Middle East and find a story to tell. I'd found a story and had a reason to go over there. A bar called Mike's Place.
Not content to let it rest, Baxter and Fodham filmed their quest to find the families of the bombers who nearly killed Jack.
To England, and we're gonna meet with the families of the 2 guys who tried to take us out.
The Media Line played a role as its town hall event about the sequel became part of the film The Last Sermon.
To be honest with you, I don't even think they'll want to meet us.
Why would they?
Dr. Iyad al-Dajjani, one of the panelists brought in by the Media Line, became part of the Last Sermon team. Dr. Dajjani is a Palestinian peace activist and reconciliation scholar and author of a new book, Internet Communication Technology for Reconciliation. Iyad, we're proud to be part of the Last Sermon team, the film that just won the Prize of Hope at the 6th Annual International Human Rights Film Festival in Tunis. You were there and it must have been exciting.
Tunis, people were very kind with us and they really promoted what we came for. And then we spoke in a public venue. That was, I did not know about. I thought the venue will be like open for scholars and practitioners, stakeholders. No, it was open for the public, for the people of Tunis.
What was the response to the film?
The response was people liked it and they were waiting for questions and answers. So there we had the panelist was Ilyas Bakr, Jack Baxter, and me. So he asked Jack Baxter about how he feels bringing this movie into reality, and he asked me about how do I see the movie from my point of view as a Palestinian who is living in East Jerusalem and comes from a Palestinian family, and how do Palestinians promote this movie? And I told him, well, it had a big impact of me, and I had my own feeling, my own experience doing this movie, even being part of a 30-second trailer that we promoted that had over 1.5 million views as well.
Let's back up for a moment. When we invited you to be a panelist at the Media Line Town Hall event, did you think you would end up as part of the Last Sermon team?
To be honest with you, no. I never dreamed it will be. When I came to the first panel for you, I came for one simple reason. I saw Israelis and Palestinians fighting forever, and I said, I will be the only person who will call for reconciliation in the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. And I feel a lot of people told me they will back you up, and the Israelis will not back you up, the Palestinians will not back you up, maybe you'll get beaten up, and nobody knows your panel. I don't know who is there, but I said it's my only part just to say about reconciliation, as just to put it out there.
As a reconciliation expert, you see a film about wanton killing in Blues by the Beach, followed by The Last Sermon, which does not throw happy platitude. It's interesting that the film won the Prize of Hope. Is there any hope?
I think the movie is important for 3 types of reconciliation. Jack Baxter, the first reconciliation he does is with himself. This is the most important thing for any person who is in conflict. So he's in trauma. This is how I see it. And he has conflict, being bombed in a place, wherever it is the location. The conflict that a bomber came to him and bombed him, and he wanted to find peace in himself. So in any conflict, we want to find peace in ourselves, and I think of this as reconciliation with oneself. And I call, like, if Israelis and Palestinians want to do peace, don't do peace. Do reconciliation within yourself first.
The Israeli-Palestinian conflict features 2 notable attempts at reconciliation between Israelis and Palestinians, and between Palestinian factions Fatah and Hamas. Both seem to be reconciliation proof. How would you approach it?
This is a very good question, because I was thinking of it while I was in Tunis, and I talked to a lot of Tunisian politicians and parties, and they told me one thing. They said, we don't want to rule. The parties don't want to rule. The people want to rule. So we gave it to the people. What really happened in Tunis, they went out of the circle of ruling so we went, this is what he told me. We went out, the people came in. So I would tell Fatah or Hamas or all the 40 political parties in Palestine, Leave the arena of politics, of ruling the Palestinian people, and let them rule. And let them do the elections. Let them choose who they want, and not just the elections between Fatah and Hamas or Fatah and all those political parties. No, the election should be for the Palestinian people.
What does the United States administration need to do to get the peace process on track?
I think they should negotiate with the Palestinians to ask the Palestinians what they want. There should be a Palestinian idea speak inside their plan. And the problem that they did not go to the PA, they didn't go to any politicians. They went to people that has no any stronghold in any Palestinian party and asked them what to do. Palestinians who would say to the Americans, yes, you can do whatever you want.
Uprisings in the Arab world have been fed by the internet and social media. How can these tools be utilized for positive purposes?
This is a really good one, because this I work in, and I did it in the last sermon. How did we get that? What is the comments that were there in the 1.5 million views, 700,000 comments? But they were with me or against me? It started against me. People from radicals attacking me. I'm not a Muslim. I'm an infidel. I just love the West. And it was really hardcore, and I was afraid for my own life.
On that note, Dr. Iyad Al-Jajani, it's been a pleasure having you here. Keep an eye on the last sermon and where it's going to go. And your book is going to be available when?
In May, actually, and it's now available online on Springer. It's published by Springer, and Springer can give you an online ebook.
And they can go to themedialine.org as well, and they can see things that are happening with the last sermon.
Yes, exactly.
Thank you very much.